Festac Town, named and developed after the African festival held in 1977, almost 50 years after that particular very popular festival. What is left of this neighborhood? We are touching base with the people to understand the development and maybe otherwise any other thing happening in the neighborhood almost 50 years after. Welcome to Community Report. I am Dari Ido. Welcome to Festac Town, originally referred to as Festival Town or Festac Village. Festac is a residential estate designed to house the participants of the Second World Festival of Black Arts and Culture of 1977, also known as Festac 77. Consisting of 5,000 contemporary housing units and 7 major avenues, the town was designed in an efficient grid in order to accommodate up to 45,000 visitors, as well as any Nigerian employees and officers working at the festival.
They range from 1 bedroom up to 5 bedrooms and detached duplex.
Festac Town is in neighbourhood of a local government area of Lagos-Badagry Expressway. The infrastructure comprising paved road, drainage systems, sewage and housing units were well planned and served the purpose at the time. Festac Town Housing Estate Phase 1 was conceived to provide mass housing, livable environment and complementary infrastructure facilities. So rapid urbanization is setting in and the price may be coming at an unbearable cost for the community and the Federal Housing Authority.
Well, if I go by nostalgia, the Festac of then, one will almost shed tears, and Festac of now. Festac of then, after 1977, when the estate was opened, it was balloted for. People came in immediately after the Festival of Art and Culture that was held in 1977, where all cultures and backgrounds from different walks of life came. Then after then, the place was thrown open for residents, and residents came to live within. And the Festac of those days was a sight to behold. It even became a tourist attraction because of the ambience, the environment, the lush green grasses maintained, the parks, open spaces, and everything, and the construction, the road network, and everything. People come from outside to just come and have fun, mostly weekends, with their family, just the way it's done abroad. They lay their mats on the green grass and on the parks and have their drinks and all that, and have a family entertainment and fun. But all that is gone now. You can't see that. Very few that are left were just by the resistance of the Resident Association, where we had litigation against FHA in disposing of those places, and we have very little of them. But the little that are even left are not used for the purpose which is what originally meant for. So when it was thrown open and people started living here, the attraction was that, one, it was a very safe place, very safe estate. And as at then, this is the biggest estate, arguably, in Africa, if you want to say. And people want to see that estate. When one person, it was like, tell a friend to tell a friend. When one person comes in, the other person hears, everybody started moving in to come and see what it looks like. And that was why people started coming during, and all the sports lovers, entertainers, those in entertainment started having interests in Festac. And the Segun Odegbamis, the Two-Face Idibias, the Victor Agalis, they all own properties here. They all lived there before some of them started moving out because of the degradation. It's so pathetic that it has turned to what it is now, unfortunately. But we hope, well, from what we have been discussing with the new management, we hope the association, or rather the estate, will be brought back to its lost glory. Because for now, the roads are nothing to write home about.
We moved around the community to understand what is going on there. Authorities have identified numerous infractions on the master plan, posing significant risk to the community's safety and environmental sustainability.
One of the concerns that we have is homes that are not healthy structurally. And we have these problems of building collapse. And a lot of times, people don't know how these things happen. For instance, we are in a property here that you can see is tilting. In fact, the first property has already been brought down by the owner. Lovely brand new house, you know, and the second one is tilting. And that's because, like we spoke with the engineer, he does not have a building approval. Now, a building approval process is something that people need to understand why. It's not just paying money. First, it helps you to know that the house, the land, is an officially allocated land. Second, when you bring your drawings, I happen to be the person that is directly in charge of approval of all FHA estate houses. I handle the approval anywhere in the country. I'm responsible. When your request comes, we look at the design. We make sure that in terms of land ownership, you have no problem. Then we now come to look at the details of the design, particularly the structures, you know, the architectural in terms of being fit for human, you know, for humans to live in, you know, in terms of ventilation, lighting, and all those things. Then we look at the structure to make sure that the soil test shows that what you are going to build has good enough structural integrity. Then you will never have to have a problem that we have here. Especially in Lagos, you may need to do, you know, raft foundation. Some other places, you may need to do piling before it is stable. And once we look at your structural design and we see that it is okay, we can then grant the approval. The next stage is being able to supervise that you build to your design. Once you do that, you will never have any problem. 3 problems could be there. Number 1, somebody cannot come and tell you that this is my land. Nope, because we've chatted and given you that go ahead. Number 2, you won't have any problem with structural integrity because we have already looked at your designs and we know it is fit. Number 3, if for any reason government for overriding public interest needs to use your land, let me put it there, make way, you will be compensated because you have the necessary documentation that shows that you have done the right thing. So I always tell people, go and have your buildings approved, because somebody who sells you land, maybe as we go forward, you see a lot of things. That person is interested in just getting the money and it's gone. You've built the house is standing, but one day you wake up and discover that that house was standing on the right of way and you don't have an approval. That house is going to come down. I'll tell you this, maybe we would hold ourselves responsible to some extent in the sense that there's some information that the unsuspecting, you know, public don't have. Festac stands on a space of over 2,000 hectares. And what is built in this first phase is just about 500 hectares, which means that only about 1/4 of Festac has been built. But the master plan was so well done that it took care of the next phases. That is why in the master plan, to make sure that at the end of the construction of the different phases, the traffic is catered for from day one. That's why our road corridor was about, for the main entry, was about 60 meters. Now, because people didn't know that, all these land speculators started saying, what sort of road? This is wasting time. Look at from there to there. They started selling the land. Now, anybody who had bought that land, who had come for approval, would have discovered that, this is right of way. So he would never have gotten approval, and he would have been shown the red flag, and he would have left. Now, right now, we have over 18,000 houses on right of ways and things like that, maybe drains and things like that. But you see, pipelines, but you see, every law must have some level of human face. There's no way that we're going to demolish 18,000 houses. So what we did was to now narrow our road corridors to 45 meters. And we discovered that over 12,000 were still involved. We narrowed it down again to 30 meters, which is like half. And then some other places, 2 cars cannot pass. You see, we want to have road to pass. But it's like, if you have a flyover, just don't touch my house. And it doesn't work that way. So what we are doing is that maybe as you do your interview, you would see that Festac was the loveliest city within the West African sub-region. It was the loveliest city. People came from other countries to come and see Festac. And today, Festac is not just a shadow, it's worse than a shadow of itself. And we're asking ourselves that it's better late than never. What can we do that will have minimal, the lowest level of influence on the people, effect on the people, so that we can start to bring back the glory of a Festac that we've always known. And you see, taking hard decisions is what people run away from. You want to do your 4-year tenure and leave it for the others. But a time has to come when somebody has got to say, let the proper thing be done. And we want to do that with a human face. So what we've done is that even the people in those road corridors that we've been able to narrow and accommodate, we tell them, come and regularize your documents. We're going to be able to regularize it unless it's in the middle of the road or within this span that we cannot help. You understand me? But all the others, we're going to regularize and want to finally appeal to Nigerians, not only in Festac, not only in Lagos, but all over the country. Please, once you buy land, before you buy land, go and chart and make sure that the ownership is there and the land use is there. You could have a land that is designated for residential. You can't do a commercial thing. If you go for approval, you will not get it. So once you go for approval, they will tell you that there's a land use that is okay, the land ownership is okay. They will look at your designs and say the structural is okay, everything is okay. They will give you an approval. You can have peace of mind, rest of mind. That's what the current administration, led by Honorable Tunde Ojo as the MD CEO of Festac, has brought us the executive members to say, let's get the proper thing done. I'll tell you, Nigeria has grown at a rate that was not quite anticipated. We are lucky in Festac that the original designers had made that provision. So right now, we have to think outside the box, to make sure that what we were able to make the best of the situation we are in. For instance, reducing road corridor from 60 meters to 30 meters is very tight for the last phase. And please remember where I started from. Festac is over 2,000 square meters, hectares of land. And we have used about 1/4. So imagine the traffic in the second phase, in the third phase, in the fourth phase, how they'll be able to come here. So let Nigerians know that we're not wasting that space. But we are thinking outside the box. We're asking, what can we do? Where can we divert the traffic? How can we, so that we don't demolish houses that must not be demolished? But one thing is sure, any house that is a health hazard is going down.
The Federal Housing Authority has raised concerns about unauthorized development. They say many of the structures violate the master plan. According to them, they're built without approvals obstructing major roads, encroaching upon canals and dangerously close to oil pipelines. These popular roads and avenues hold deep nostalgia, especially for long-time residents who recall Festac's early days. Joseph Sadiko has been living in Festac for more than 3 decades. He hopes to see the old glory of the community restored.
I have been in Festac for over 30 years. And Festac is a place that every Nigerian, everyone will want to live. Because federal housing has arranged every road network, houses, drainage, very perfect. That every person come here to move out to be a problem for him. 30 years ago, Festac was a city, a big one, a very good one. But today, because of all these new allottees that came in, they don't follow, once they have the allocation letter, they don't go through the rule and regulation guiding the allocation letter. They was just doing anyhow, you know. That's why, and the population, the increase in population affected so much, you know. Honestly, we heard that the new MD and the management staff of Federal Housing Authority that have come on board, we are ready to work with them because we want to have our Festac back to the normal way it used to be, and they have promised us, and that's where we are. So we are praying that as they have come to promise us, they will come, and we are ready to work with them to make sure we achieve our Festac back to a good condition as it used to. Yeah, I'm just appealing for all the residents in Festac that they should pay their ground rent duly paid to date and all those things. Because what caused all this mess up? In 1990, the resident association went to court and stopped Federal Housing Authority from service charge. Then they used to pay 50 naira. The FHA now increased to 100 naira. That's the money they use in repairing road, do other things. They have a sewage system unit and everywhere that are doing that job then. But immediately they went to court and stopped FHA, that FHA should hand off from service charge of Festac. That's what collapsed Festac. And honestly, after some years, they were regretting. That's Festac Resident Association then. We are regretting, and now that we're having management that are coming from that said they want to help us, we are just praying and we are saying, oh, the Messiah we are expecting has landed. They need to pay their money, their development charges, and their mortgage. We imagine that most of houses that were mortgaged for 1977, some of them up to today, they have not paid their mortgage. Yeah, the only way I'm looking at is that we are begging the chairman and the president of Festac Association to work together as a team so that we can achieve all and work with FHA so that we can achieve the aim of Festac standard back. Because if the houses are divided, to achieve the issue will be a problem for us. That's the only way we have issues.
In another part of the neighborhood, several infractions are noticed.
This is one of those places where we started some demolition even last year and the year before, in 2021. So if you check this road now, I just want to talk about this area while we go to other places. If you check on that road is actually coming all the way. It was a 40-meter road which we reduced to 25 meters just so that we can accommodate quite a number of houses being down the road lines. So based on that, you can see for yourself, even after doing some clearing, because this year we actually came in so that we can actually start mapping out all the roads, so that we can go in there and start bringing out some of these roads so that some form of construction could actually start, and then people can actually start enjoying the roads the way they're supposed to. We just left a place now where the road was barely 3.5 meters, which has been extended because we actually broke the fence. And this was part of the agreement after we had a town hall meeting with all the people that, okay, we'll go on ahead with the regularization. That's a VRR, which is a verification, ratification, and regularization aspect, a kind of scheme to regularize people so that it's not all the houses that we're going to demolish. So we try to plan with what they have.
and also try and make the most use of what we have so that we can actually have the most minimal standards, but at least that is humane. Because what you can see and which you have seen also, you could tell how people are just building houses indiscriminately. And I can bet you that all these houses, where there are no approvals for them at all. None of them has approval. And this is one of the reasons why we say it's better for you to also see it for yourself, because we know that FHA has gone through a lot of criticisms and all that. So we just want everybody to understand why we're doing this. We've been to houses where it's tilted and all that, and you saw it for yourself. And we just want everybody to know that it's not just about the houses, but we also care for the human. We care for the humanity. And that is the reason why we are here, for you to also take a look at some of the other places. Now, at this road, you can see the road is continuous, and yet those buildings there, we cannot save because they are right in the middle of the road. We have informed them and they are all aware. So we gave them enough time for them to actually move. Some of them didn't even build up to it, but they continued because they would not listen. For many years, we've been trying to stop them from doing what they're doing, but honestly, a lot of our staff here were even being beaten up. A lot of them were beaten. Well, even when we were doing this route, they came up and even brought out some charms against our people, against the caterpillar drivers who, of course, took off. They brought out charms. It took the caterpillar guys to even almost 2 weeks for them to retrieve their machines.
In order to salvage the situation, authorities says it may leave many buildings, but all developments along the roads, all buildings close to the canal and pipelines will be demolished. They also say every building not certified by FHA officials must undergo integrity test. This aerial imagery shows the master plan and the current development in the community.
Here on the screen, we have the Festac Town, also known as Festival Town. This is the boundary from Badagry Expressway to here we have Trade Fair Complex. Here we have Army Cantonments. Here we have Ijedodo, Ijego, and here is Ojo local government. So that is our boundary, and we have the land area is 2,024.6 hectares of land. So already the Festac, or also known as FHA, developed the phase 1 of FHA, which is about 460 square meters. And the phase 2 was supposed to complement or emulate what we have in the phase 1. So, but over time, we found out that there'll be massive encroachment into the phase 2 area from different angles. From the north, we have the Ijedodo, we have the Isheri Ijegu on the north. On the west, we have the Ado and the Shoba families around here. Then they also came down up to this place. So when we did our, Kujamuwo is around here, also the northern part, and Fagbile family. So when we flew drone in the year 2022, which came as a result of this imagery underneath this layout, we found out that there've been serious encroachment, which is over 18,000 houses. Then when the federal government looked at it and found out that if we demolish 18,000 houses, there will be massive outcry by the citizens of the country, and which will also contradict the motto of FHA, which is uniting Nigerians through housing. So because of this, the authority looked, and the management in the head office, they looked for the best way to solve this problem. So that is when the issue of verification, regularization, and ratification came up, also known as VRR. So we started doing it in phases. So far, the authority have carried out over 2,000 verification, regularization, and ratification in this Festival Town estates. So we started with this northern part, which is the Ijedodo area. We have over 1,000 houses to be regularized here. These are the dotted yellow here. Around here, we have the Stonewater estates. There are about 100 of them. This area, we have the Diamond estates. There are over 100 as well. Here we have King's Royal, and there's another one, Love Estate. So we've started them in batches for the regularization, because we can't just demolish houses, but there's a clause to this exercise.
As Festac Town deals with urbanization and attending challenges, its residents and authorities may need to strive to preserve its legacy while adapting to the demands of a growing population.
From this bustling part of the festival town, that's where we anchor the show for today, everyone. If you miss any part of the program, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Dari Idowu. See you next time, and bye for now.